thing we should be spending our time here on the floor of the People's House debating. Rather than creating a bill that's more viable, instead, this bill by far is the worst iteration of the bill that we've seen, worst of the 8. Even my colleagues who support construction of the 875-mile pipeline are having trouble supporting this bill because of its thinly veiled messaging that guts important laws and waives judicial review. In short, this Northern Route Approval Act is a regulatory earmark, a specific earmark which this House of Representatives has purported to eliminate. Not only is it an earmark, it's an earmark that is a far greater dollar value than any of the earmarks that have been much maligned by members of both parties and are no longer part of this deliberative body. At a time where we should be advancing on renewable energy policy, on an all-the-above energy policy, this bill would bypass the very system that this Congress has set up under the law for consideration of a project. This project has nothing to do with gas prices. In the analysis from the Department of State, there is absolutely no indication this would have anything to do with gas prices. This is for the global market. Let's debate it for what it is. Is it a favor to Canada if we do it? Absolutely. Does it have an environmental and health impact on Americans? Absolutely. Weigh the two. Let's look at a cost-benefit. This has nothing to do with lower gas prices. If we want to talk about lower gas prices, let's do it. Let's increase fuel efficiency standards to lower gas prices. Let's look at what we're doing nationally. Let's look at our processing capacity. Let's look at alternative and public transportation. There's a lot of things we could be doing that actually would reduce gas prices. There is no analysis in the Department of State's thorough vetting of this that this would have any impact on price pump. This is, 5 to 10 years from now, exporting a majority for the global market. Instead of voting in this act, there's a number of other great bills that are bipartisan we could be talking about, which would reduce gas prices. Let me give an example. The Public Lands Renewable Energy Act that I helped co-author with Representative Gosar and Thompson and Heck. The Public Lands Renewable Energy Act would expand renewable energy development, create jobs, while protecting our nation's public health, environmental resources, and yes, because we expand our renewable energy development portfolio, would apply downward pressure on gas prices. This bill is talking about a review process that's already underway, well underway, I might add, for the Keystone XL pipeline. Congress itself set up the process whereby each administration, and the country has the opportunity every 4 years to elect a president, Congress set up the process where each administration has criteria for approving projects like Keystone. If we don't like the criteria, let's talk about changing those criteria in statute. That's the proper way to do it, not to shortcut the very process that Congress set up. Until then, we need to keep this process in place, and you know what? No matter what the administration does, some members of Congress aren't going to like the outcome, but we establish the ground rules, and the executive branch is administering the law that we created. Rather than interrupting the State Department's review process with this bill, which would allowing the Department to take the necessary time to address the impacts, the concerns, the costs and benefits of this